Whites trimmed in navy, navy and gold for the Hilltoppers from St. Edwards. Tip fought for, Lions have it, and they will get the first crack at the offensive basket. The GOAT has arrived. We have mascots in the building. It's the first time all day we've had a mascot sighting as we get to work here. This offense averages over 70 points a game. They go down low. A point-blank shot rattles out for Ladarius Coleman. Rebound controlled by the Hilltoppers.
Corey McKendry was in perfect position to pick up that rebound. Nearly lost his handle on it, but the Hilltoppers are able to maintain possession.
St. Edwards, they'll get a stop and pop here. No good that time. The release from Sean Watkins. Both teams unable to connect on their first offensive possession. A little mishandle that time by Seth Youngblood. See if he can get the scoring started. He drops a dime on the outside. The three ball won't go. Rebound controlled by the all-conference honorable mention for St. Edwards, John Gramlich.
Go ahead.
Gramlich sends it back around the outside. Ramir Burton. You want to talk about guys that know how to fill up a stat sheet. He misses his first time up. Rebound controlled by Kyrie Elder.
What I was going to say there was that you were seeing the defense really trying to take away that inside shot. Initially, they were forced to shoot from the perimeter, and they didn't seem to find any comfort in that in the early going.
McKendry gets the rebound for the Hilltoppers here. We've played a minute and a half. Nobody's scored. That teardrop runner won't go. Lions, Marcus Wallace chases it down. They push the tempo now. The Lady Lions liked the run in the game just before this. It's a University of Arkansas Fort Smith doubleheader here as they get to play back-to-back games. Shot clock down to 12. They try to get the ball in down low. It's kicked out. There was a touch. Should have been a touch, I thought. Instead, they say it's a backcourt violation against the Lions.
Sloppy play here in the early going. Lack of ball control, not able to move the ball around, can't find the shot. So far, both of these teams struggling to find any kind of rhythm as we await the inbounds pass.
Both these teams have had 8 days off. The Lions' last game was a win over Rogers State, 65-60. Another miss, and there's going to be a foul over the back this time. May have Corey McKendry over the back.
Well, that miss came from Ethan Gilbert. He's ranked 18th in the Heartland Conference, top 20 as far as scoring, 12.6 per game. You don't really see him miss very often.
You see Josh Newman there, 11 years now, over 200 wins in his time running the Lions. They come into this postseason tournament with a record of 20 wins against 10 losses, a 13-5 record in the Heartland Conference. Somebody's got to score, right? Nope. Another point-blank miss for Kyrie Elder. Now Ryan Huber is going to slow it. Hilltoppers don't go to Ramir Burton. Averages 16 points a game, over 513 points coming into this evening's contest. He is a high flyer. They go down low, kick it all the way across the baseline. Spinning is Gramlich. His shot won't go. The Lions have the carom. Here comes Devontae Thomas. All alone was Elder out on the wing. Didn't want the three. Youngblood, they send it all the way back around the horn. This is Elder driving, splits a couple of Hilltoppers and is fouled.
6'3" freshman, Antioch, Texas. Take a look at him again right here, able to get in, break that two-man front. Not able to sink the shot, but he'll get two here.
We've got another foul on another number 5. There seems to be a trend going here. Elder at the line, puts the first one up and watches it pinball around and out. Coach Josh Newman sends in a couple of subs here. Alex Cooper checks into the ballgame. Alex Cooper, an all-conference honorable mention. Also 21, Ladarius Coleman, a 6'5" junior from Memphis, Tennessee. Gets his first look. We've played 3 minutes and we finally have a point, partner. Kyrie Elder breaks the ice and it's a 1-0 affair here in Tulsa.
Well, you know, think about it from the psychological standpoint of any of these teams that are playing in the postseason, especially in this conference tournament. You've seen these teams before, so there's a little bit of a mental game going on here, trying to find your rhythm.
Here's a rhythm shot. That time Burton misses the three. Look at the rebound, comes all the way back to him. Puts the shoulder down, drives, and is fouled. So maybe we'll get our first points on either end at the charity stripe as Ramir Burton drives the lane. Niagara Falls, New York.
I'm listening to the conversation between the official and Coach Newman here on the sideline, and Coach Newman is wanting the charging foul. He said, look, he had a shoulder down. That's a foul. I need that call.
I'm sure there's a coach on the other end of the floor that thinks the foul was perfectly justified. Burton makes them both. It's funny. It's all relative in the game of basketball, or any sport for that matter. 2-1 our score here, a slow starter. First of our men's doubleheader here tonight. A scoop and a circus shot all the way under. Ladarius Coleman showing you something fancy.
He jumped all the way from Beale Street, the Memphis, Tennessee native, able to make a big shot there.
Hilltoppers looking for an answer here.
And they found it right there, a nice little two-point jumper inside of the paint. Once again, the inside game, you can shoot all the perimeter shots you want to, but if you don't control that paint, you are not going to have much of a shot.
Ethan Gilbert gets his first two. Lions back on the attack here. Here's Elder again driving, and he goes down to the hardwood. Takes a tumble.
You have to understand is that when you can't find that shot, you can't catch fire, it's because you haven't had the fundamentals established. As he misses the first one, you've not been able to find your interior game. You've not been able to find anything from the paint. These two defenses have been very good at eliminating the inside shot. If you can get that inside shot when they start defending well, you open up the perimeter and they make the second one.
Free throw goes. Score knotted up at 4 here. 2 points here in the early going for Kyrie Elder. The Lions send in Dalton Glapier.
And this is a team that knows how to score as Fort Smith. 104, 102, 102 on 3 different occasions, twice against Oklahoma Panhandle, mind you.
They definitely had their number this year. Free ball on the way, and it rattles around and falls through. That's Sean Watkins for 3.
Sean Watkins, the 5'10" junior out of Frisco, Texas, Wakeland High School product, hits the tray ball from downtown.
Ranked 5th in the Heartland Conference in assists per games, and a pretty good three-point shooter as well. Wow, spin move, throw it outside. That's a 3 if it goes, but it doesn't for Alex Cooper. Rebound controlled by the Hilltoppers. They want to run. Grambling, the feed over to James Taylor. No friendly bounce on the rim that time for James Taylor. I can tell your wheels are spinning on that one as Devontae Thomas drops 2 on the other end. It's a 7-6 game.
You just wait till he drops that tray ball. We've got a call on it.
No. St. Edwards. They give the ball to Burton. He'll go ahead and back it out here.
Amir Burton, 6'2" senior, Niagara Falls, leads the team and 4th in the Heartland Conference in scoring. This gentleman knows how to put the ball in the hoop.
Bramlett got an offensive rebound, but then his pass was taken away. Running the other way is Alex Cooper, and Bramlett gets him with the body for his first personal foul. That's the 4th team foul on St. Edwards. They've got the 1-point advantage. Arkansas Fort Smith with the ball here. Cooper, good feed down low, good finish by his teammate Ladarius Coleman.
It's a 7-6 game. You start to think that maybe a little bit of momentum, a little run, kind of start to pick the pace up a little bit, try to find that transition game. Either one of these teams can break it open here.
Lions have the lead 8-7 as they go down low now. They're looking for steps there. They won't get the call. Ball fought for. It's like a volleyball match breaks out. Who touched it last? It's going to stay on this end. Got to stop in the action. Let's bring in the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Jose Harbor.
Thanks, guys. I was listening to the timeout for University of Arkansas Fort Smith. Coach was pretty animated, wanted his guys to liven up a little bit. Wants someone to put a body on somebody for a rebound. Thinks they're getting too many rebounds, and telling his team, telling his players, look, we're out there to score. Don't be trying to draw any fouls. Just go to the basket. Let's get some points, guys.
Thank you, Jose. During Jose's report, Gramlich dropped a 3 down, his 61st three-pointer of the season. And the pendulum just kind of keeps swinging back and forth. St. Edwards now with the 1-point lead, 9-8.
1 for 2 from behind the arc for John Gramlich, and you would have to expect that a young man who knows how to score, ranks 10th in the Heartland Conference in points per game. You can get the ball in his hands with a hot hand. He's going to be able to put some points on the board.
Burton drives, uses the glass. It won't go. Nice shot with the left hand, but he can't get it to fall. Here come the Lions. Marcus Wallace drives, throws it out to a teammate. Pull-up jumper will not go. Good look, though, for Glapia.
New Orleans, Louisiana native, had a good look, had good form, just couldn't get the shot to fall.
A 6'8" sophomore, another 3. That time, Gramlich not as lucky. 1 for 3 from downtown now, and look at that! A wing and a prayer for Alex Cooper, and it goes.
Absolutely incredible. He is airborne, he hits the dirt, still able to make that shot. Sacrifice your body in conference play because you're trying to move on and not go home.
That's just, I think I have contact. I'm looking to shoot free throws. He throws it up and it still goes. Wallace with the rebound, and look, a little more showtime from Mr. Cooper.
Alex Cooper is breaking ankles out there, and that's the way that we were talking about. That's the momentum. You hear the sideline right beside me, and they are talking, they are yelling, they are chanting. This is the momentum swing that Fort Smith needed.
Cooper with 4 points on back-to-back possessions. He knocks that out of bounds on a good defense. Here in the Heartland Conference Tournament, Corey Riggs and Drew Brent. Jose Harbor on the sideline as well. Here's Burton driving, charging. That's the offensive foul on a young man with 1,704 points, 4th all-time in St. Edward's scoring history, and that time did not control the body. The bodies hit the floor, and we're going the other way.
Well, it was really just a drowning pool of contact down there at the bottom because you couldn't. He lost complete control of his body, especially when you're in that double team. You are not going to be able to not draw that charge.
Wow, a nice putback. A great job. Brett Jolly standing up high, gets the tip back in through the cylinder. Jolly's first 2 points of the night.
It's still a 5-point ball game. I mean, you felt the momentum between the media timeout sort of hurt the Lions, really, as the pendulum was swinging the other way.
Gramlich for 3, leaves it short. That one will bounce out of bounds right in front of the Lions bench. It'll be their ball here, 11:16 to play. And a change in the lineup now for head coach Andre Cook, as he'll send number 2, Landon Gosling,
Like Ryan.
just like that. Number 21, Ethan Gilbert, checks back into the ball game as well. Haven't seen La La Land. I'm good.
Nor have I.
Marcus Wallace walks it up for the Lions. See if Alex Cooper continues the show that he had before the media timeout. Oh, look at that. Ball just tapped out. No, they say he lost the handle on it. Marcus Wallace trying to get a little too fancy, turns the ball over to the Hilltoppers.
I think that Coach Newman would really like to see his team pick up the pace, but he doesn't want to make silly mistakes. They've been able to make some play in transition throughout the year. You can do that, you can get a lead.
Hilltoppers looking for another 3-ball money. It's John Gramlich again from 3.
Points per game, ranked 4th in free throw percentage. This guy knows how to shoot. Drops 1.
Looking for the answer. The Lions have it. They turn to their first team all-conference superstar, Seth Youngblood, and he snaps the net.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Roland, Oklahoma, his hometown, and he drops another tray ball from deep.
Seth Youngblood knocks it down, looking for an answer of the Hilltoppers, and Ethan Gilbert has it. Gilbert with 4 points now. Both teams running and gunning here. The Lions, Devontae Thomas through the lane. He leans back, but he can't will it into the cylinder. Rebound controlled by Gilbert.
Devontae Thomas, a Tulsa native. He's from right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Probably should have tried to find a way to dish that out. Didn't quite have the shot that he wanted.
3-ball from the outside. You just can't leave anybody open tonight. Youngblood out on the corner defensively, but Gramlich beats him to the spot and gets it through.
It's that sweet spot there on the wing, trying to hit that 3-ball. And once again, you saw John Gramlich just pop, lock, and drop it from the wing.
8 points so far for that young man. Nice little head fake here. They get the charge, they did. Offensive foul called against Brett Jolly. That's his second personal, the team's third foul here in the first half. A lot of conversation about this one as Onion Vasiljevich checks in, a 6'4" sophomore from Serbia.
Always be looking at the Fort Smith sideline if you're wanting some additional extracurricular entertainment. Coach Newman, he is one of these guys who is always animated, and I remember last year he was a firecracker. He's a firecracker this year. Did not like that foul call.
Never a dull moment when you get to sit this close to the floor. No handle that time for Ethan Gilbert. He loses the ball out of bounds in this 17-all tie. Lions a chance to take the lead back here. University of Arkansas, Fort Smith had a lead of 5. It is all the way back to even. Good pass down low. Can they get a finish? No, but they will get the foul as Kyrie Elder leapt into the air. And it's Ethan Gilbert that jumped up, left his feet. That's a no-no when you're trying to play some stout defense. He picks up his second foul. So he and Jolly both with a couple in the first half of the half.
St. Edwards really has to be careful when they're allowing these players to penetrate inside the paint. It is so easy for the quickness for them to draw fouls and they're not mean to. You have to really watch your positioning, watch your fundamentals underneath, or you'll be in foul trouble early.
Sean Watkins breaks the tie, the Frisco, Texas native by way of Wakeland High School. Averages 8 points, 3.5 assists in 28 minutes per contest. Vasiljevich back into the ball game. Quick in, quick out, quickly back in as Coach Newman continues to make changes to his lineup, keeping fresh legs on the floor at all times. 2 points the lead now for the Lions.
Well, that's what you have when you have a deep bench. You have an opportunity to really move some people in and out. We didn't see that in the last game. We're seeing it in this one, however.
Gramlich ended up being credited with a 2, so he's 2 of 3 from outside. This, a 2 if it goes, out of the hands of Gosling, no good. Youngblood with the rebound. He's going to stop and pop for 3, too strong. Burton pulls down the carom. Offense running through John Gramlich right now, the 6'1" senior from Austin, Texas. He and Burton play a 2-man game out between the circles. 8 on the clock. There's a shot, no good. Rebound controlled by Coleman. Coleman doing a good job on the glass here in the early going. Lions average 78 points per game. They're +7 on the rebound margin. They hold most opponents to 72 points or less. Baseline jumper is good. Nice shot by Glampian.
You know, Glampian, he's one of these guys that you look at him and you say, okay, wow, he's a good player. He's also a big player. 6'8" sophomore. His presence, but coupled with his shooting, is dangerous.
Short on the 3-point shot that time, a miss for Gramlich. The Lions coming the other way now. A chance to make it a 1 or a 2-point game here. They're down 4. Can't have an empty possession here. Youngblood crosses his man over. He's pestered by Gramlich. Now too many steps that time for Ethan Gilbert. Ethan Gilbert called for the travel, and that'll get us to the media timeout with 7. St. Edwards trying to cut in to this deficit here. Ramir Burton has it between the rings. They'll go all around. He pulls up, throws it back out. 3-ball on the way. Will not go that time. James Taylor tries to connect, and there's a foul away from the ball while we've got to stop the play. Let's catch up with Jose.
Thanks, guys. I was looking up some information on St. Edwards, and the coach wants to keep the team like a family, quite literally. There are 2 sets of twins on the team. Lucas Doria and Alex Doria are both fraternal, and Matthew and Mark Patterson are identical. They also have a couple brothers on this assistant coaches, Taylor Land and Cooper Land. They say it helps them play better, they know each other better, and they think that's really going to help them go farther in the tournament. So let's see if that turns out to be true, guys.
Thanks, Jose. They're going to add another set next year. Redshirt freshman Landon Cook, his brother Logan, is already going to be joining the team next year. So just one more to the family affair that is college basketball.
Well, call him Archie because he keeps it all in the family.
Boo.
Somebody's got to do it. Shooting the free throw here is James Taylor. Misses the first, makes the second, makes it a 1-possession game, 21-18 as we near the 6.5-minute mark here in the first half of play here at the UMAC. Marcus Wallace calls out the offense here, motion offense, 3 on the way. It's a 2, a long 2 for Vasiljevich.
6'4" sophomore just gets up in the air and just puts it where he wants to. Great form, great technique, and a great look.
Jump shot won't go, rebound controlled by Wallace. The Lions want to run here. 23-18 the score. Wallace, no. Off the heel, rebound controlled by Burton now. He's going to go coast to coast. Draws the foul. What a great job by Ramir Burton to do the work on the other end, the defensive end, to get the rebound. Then he accelerates through the middle third of the floor, drives. We'll have a chance at the line here.
Well, then you Marcus Wallace on that other end, just trying to play decent defense, could not control the body and sends him to the line. And that's what we were talking about on the other end for St. Edwards earlier. You have to be able to maintain body control underneath, or you will draw the inadvertent foul every single time. It will keep games like this close until you're able to establish that paint game.
Ramir Burton, the Iron Man for the Hilltoppers, 104 career starts, his 32nd consecutive start tonight. He's connected on all 4 of his free throw attempts. And it's a 3-point game, 23-20 now. Youngblood sends the ball all the way around the perimeter. There's a foul away from the ball on number 3. That's Kyrie Elder. An offensive foul on Elder. That's his second personal, the 7th team foul. Team's pretty even on the foul stat. Lions with 7, Hilltoppers with 6. And a 3 ball would get us all tied up at 23.
Don't put it past them. They've sunk them before.
We've been tied 4 times already in this matchup. It's been a good one. Burton stripped, and that's a brave play. Elder just picked up his second foul. He takes it, and now he travels. Happy feet.
He was trying to go coast to coast with it, which was exactly right. A brave play and trying to make that happen. Goes coast to coast with it, but he just can't get it to fall. Take a look at it again.
Coach Newman sends Ladarius Coleman back into the ball game.
6 lead changes.
Brings Vasiljevich back out. And changing the pace now is Sean Watkins. Lets the air out of the ball a little bit, then they get into their half-court set. Shot from the baseline, and count it! Landon Gosling, holy cow. Drive, pulled up, and forces the foul here, the and one upcoming.
Well, Dalton Glappian wanted to know what it was that he did that caused the foul, and you could see it towards the left side of your screen just as that shot went off. A little bit of a hand check, a little bit of contact. If you can hear it smack, they're going to call the foul.
The 6'2 sophomore, too strong, cannot convert the three-point play, so it's a 1-point game. That was for the tie. You know, I always love players and fouls. It's kind of like guys in prison. You know, everybody's innocent in jail. Nobody ever commits a foul in basketball either. Long shot, pinball's out, no good. Gosling with the rebound. He's got it now here on the wing. Drives at the free throw line. Burton sends it out. The 3 ball for Taylor. Sweet baby James sends it through.
Well, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. He fired that 3 off, and it's rain and tray balls.
There's a foul on the other end. over the top that time. Will get us a stop here at 4:22. 25-23 now. The Hilltoppers on top.
Take a look at this again. Just beautiful form there from James Taylor. And St. Edwards takes the lead.
Taylor's 41st three-pointer of the year. He's 41 of 120. As Seth Youngblood stands at the free throw line, a chance to tie this game up. Youngblood does just that. Number 24 gives his team 25 points. It's 25 all.
Watch the defensive side over on for UAFS right now, still trying to maintain some kind of presence to not let exactly that happen.
They were back in a 2-3 zone, but Hilltoppers broke them down. Do they have an answer? Outside, three ball coming, no. The putback is there, and a shove to go with it. Devontae Thomas able to reach up and pull the ball back, flip it back at the rim. He line trying to close out the three-point play. Devontae Thomas, he sees it pop and drop. He gets the three-point play to go. He gives his team the 1-point lead.
Back and forth, the pendulum swings between the momentum on these two teams, and you have to think that at some point you need to find a way to change the pace, find some transition balls, because right now the defense underneath is good on both sides.
Ramir Burton fakes the three, drives. Will there be an offensive foul? You betcha. Burton drops the shoulder and collides with Devontae Thomas.
And
no, look, he got into Alex Cooper that time. Thomas took a tumble too.
You saw him drop the shoulder in that instant replay. It was clear.
Jose Harbor was inside the huddle for the Lions just a moment ago. Jose, what did you hear?
Well, Coach was a little less animated this time, but he did tell his players, look, you got to be more active on the ball. St. Edwards is very comfortable in their offense, and they're getting shots, obviously. They're only down by 3. I told them, if we're not active on the ball, they're going to keep getting the shots they want, and it's just going to be tougher on us for the rest of the game. So look for the defense to get a little more tight in the second half.
Alex Cooper got his 6th point of the night, and now an offensive rebound, but a foul is Seth Youngblood. 6'1", but he came flying in for the rebound. Gets the foul against James Taylor. Quite a size mismatch there. 6'1", 6'5", and Youngblood will walk to the other end. We've had a number of fouls here in the first half. 10 now for the Hilltoppers, 8 for the University of Arkansas Fort Smith.
And that's what we were talking about. You'll see a lot of those fouls coming from underneath. That physical play, trying to maintain something, some semblance of offense underneath the paint. And a lot of times when you're driving hard, you will draw those fouls. That's exactly what both of these teams have done. They've not been able to establish that inside game as such. You've seen a lot of perimeter shooting. You've seen a lot of jump shots. The free throws are helping to carry.
They make 1 of 2 that time. They are 8 of 11 on the night as a team, are the Lions. Fort Smith, Burton stops his dribble, starts again, stops, starts and goes. Then the pass. Gramlich now drives, right-handed runner, too short. Rebound to Thomas. Thomas with the Jets, and he's fouled. Thomas changing the pace of this game. James Taylor, Drew, picks up fouls on back-to-back possessions here. He goes from 1 personal to 3.
3 fouls for James Taylor, and once again, you talk about the team fouls, 8 and 10 in the respective schools. And here's what you need to know: the physicality of this is only going to draw more fouls. You have to start playing a little more conservatively if you want to avoid foul trouble. We saw that in the last game, and James Taylor, before the first half is even up, has got 3.
Devontae Thomas
out of the scoring. John Gramlich for St. Edwards leads all scorers with 8.
It is even scoring. You've got 6'4", 222, 475 all the way down the roster of the Lions. St. Edwards has the ball now. Sean Watkins puts the Hilltoppers into their offensive set. Gramlich with it. Backs up. Tell they're trying to get the ball down low. They've got Corey McHenry back into the lineup, and a hard foul here on 0. Alex Cooper, a big smile on his face. He knows what happened.
You just watch this matchup between Alex Cooper and Ramir Burton, because they have been tangled up. If you saw it on the top of your screen in that play, they have been tangled up all night long. And it's a lot of fun to watch these two. Of course, Ramir Burton's coming out now. Watch him when he comes back. These two guys are scrappy. They've got chips on their shoulder, and they're getting a little chippy out there.
Ethan Gilbert from Leander, Texas. LBJ High School. Never hard to find a high school named after a former president. He snaps the net on the first one, a 12-point per game average. Ranks 18th in the Heartland Conference and scoring 4th in steals. He has started all 32 games this year, makes 2 free throws. It's back to a 1-possession game. Here's the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. Comes back to work on the offensive end of the floor. Drive, trying to create a little space. That time was Thomas, but he's fouled. I love the speed of the first step of Devontae Thomas. Once he makes his mind up and has a line through the lane, he gets there in a hurry.
You've seen that from a lot of these players. It's not just that first step, it's the moves that they have when they're executing well. These guys have basketball prowess that really starts to create some space, opens up some shots. And Devontae Thomas has exemplified that tonight.
What I do not like is the 50% free throw shooting. He's 3 of 6 now. Just kind of struggling at the line. The team, the Lions, is shooting 64%, 9 of 14.
Coach Newman likes it less than you.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I am sure of that. 33 to 29, a minute 50 to go until the halftime. Grambling comes right in front of our broadcast position, picks up the ball and gives way to Ramir Burton. He and Grambling play a 2-man game. Drive this time, baseline jumper, too short. They tried to use the window, it will not go. Rebound controlled by Glampian. And there they lose the handle. They get it right back. Glampian, the big man. Oh, it's an offensive foul.
Wow.
And there are players still down for the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. Alex Cooper slow to get up. Devontae Thomas slow to get up. But when you look at the instant replay, you realize that Ethan Gilbert got to the spot, went vertical, and held his position.
Alex Cooper's got a mouth injury, maybe a tooth. He's got blood on him.
Get a timeout here. They'll stop play. Got just probably a busted lip here on the other end. Quick medical attention for Alex Cooper, the 6'1" senior from Dallas, Texas. Those of you who don't know, the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions joined the Heartland in 2009. Got an all-time D2 record with over 140 wins against 93 losses. All the medical attention is done, and St. Edwards will get the rock here with a minute 20.
Watch Alex Cooper, the way he plays defense here.
You have got to chase John Gramlich here, and Cooper gets dinged for the foul. It's one thing to get a busted lip, then you turn around and get a foul. That's his second.
Well, he's just so fast. He's quick. He's explosive. He makes those steps that you were talking about on the offensive side. But on the defensive side, you see those hands up, but he is in your face. He's so quick on the trigger. It's so hard to create the separation to get your spot when Alex Cooper is guarding you.
Well, and he has got a tall order trying to guard John Gramlich, the 6'1" senior from Austin, Texas. A rare miss at the free throw line here. Both of them drew all-conference honorable mentions. When you talk about Cooper and Gramlich, it's a great game within the game to watch those two go at it.
It's just a one-on-one battle. So you know that if Grambling takes that steps back, hits the jumper, hits the fadeaway, you know that it's going in. Whereas with Cooper, you know he's going to hit his shots. The defensive struggle there, the quickness, the explosiveness, it's a great game within a game. You're absolutely right, partner.
9 points for Gramlich, 6 for Cooper. Under a minute to play now. Youngblood brings it back to reset the offense. Kicks it out. 3 ball on the way is good. From way downtown, it's Onion Vasiljevich. Quick answer. Look at this. Everybody was napping, and there's the putback. A point-blank miss from Lucas Doria, and his teammate picked him up.
Now Seth Youngblood is going to try to slow the pace of this down in the final seconds. It's only about a 5-second differential here. And he calls timeout.
The 6'8" sophomore Craig Shields comes in. Quadruple header here inside the UMAC Day 2 of the Heartland Conference postseason tournament. A 5-second difference here between the shot clock and the game clock as Seth Youngblood tries to hold for one here. Trying to hold on to a 4-point lead for the Lions. Youngblood decides to go, he misses. The offensive rebound is thrown away, and they're saying shot clock violation. Running out on the floor is the head coach, Andre Cook.
Well, Andre Cook's got a point.
The clock went away from the screen. I'm not sure if it was reset inadvertently or not. This is the type of thing you're probably going to have to take a look at on the official review. 4.6 seconds to play a 4-point game. And Andre Cook, who's been 8 years now with the St. Edward's program, a 94 graduate of Skidmore College, trying to plead his case and see whether or not the ball ever touched the rim. And we're going to have a great opportunity to know here as the official review is right next to our broadcast position. And that's exactly what it's going to be. They're going to have the shot clock violation. That's going to give the Hilltoppers the ball in 5 seconds here to try and make something happen before the first 20 minutes of the half end.
Coach Cook absolutely had a point. He was right.
Bringing it up all the way. Watkins, he'll let it fly. It was good if it goes, but it did not, and that's the way the first.
Saying that number 10 for UAFS was able to get an open three, and then that's just ridiculous in his words. So let's see if that defense tightens up a little bit, guys.
Apparently, Coach not a huge fan of Vasiljevic, but he is a fan of his team coming out and knocking down a perimeter shot right to start the game. It's Gramlich knocking down one from long range, and just like that, right out of the break, barely even get the second half started, it's a 1-point game.
And that's one of the things that I was talking about during the break, is that I feel like you're probably going to see a little more perimeter shooting out of both of these teams. Neither one have been able to establish themselves inside of the paint, and so when you have those troubles, you couple that with the fact that you're in a little bit of foul trouble with a couple of your players, you're going to get your shooters out there and try to make some plays.
See if this is an offensive foul. It is. Ryan Humer says we're going the other way. That is going to be the first personal, the first team foul, the personal foul going against Seth Youngblood.
Well, he dropped the shoulder. I mean, and that's one of the things. I know that we've harped on that all tournament long, but if you see that for him, you drop the shoulder. These officials are calling offensive fouls, folks. They're going to call them.
Jolly sets a screen. St. Edward's brings it back out here. A chance to take the lead. Burton hangs in the air. His shot won't go, but he gets his own rebound. A feed to Jolly. The big man pulls the trigger and sends it through.
He had nobody on it. He was wide open. Nobody even moved to him when he got the pass. Jolly had a wide open look, and he took it.
Pardon me, it's Corey McKendry flipping by fives there. This time it's Jolly on the other end trying to answer. No, McKendry bats the ball around, and St. Edward's goes ahead and hits the brakes here. Thought they were going to go ahead and just open up the offense. Didn't think Gramlich would really stop out there on the wing. Thought he would go ahead and run on through, but instead a patient possession here for the Hilltoppers. Gramlich pops from three, no.
Questions about
It caroms off, rebound control by Kyrie Elder. He picked up a couple of first half fouls. Youngblood looking for three, too strong.
There's that perimeter shooting we were talking about.
They're definitely looking for the three, now looking for contact, no foul call. And the rebound control by Ethan Gilbert, but there's an elbow and a player is down. Here in a 1-point ball game, he makes the first. He's going to have one more, and then the Lions are going to get the ball here. We're barely 2 minutes into the second half. Youngblood just outstanding at the free throw line. 4 for 4 on the night. Now they'll get the ball underneath their own basket. So the Lions take the lead by 1 and can add to it here. Elder drives, puts it up and off the glass and in. All the way in on Corey McKendry. Kyrie Elder took it to the 6'7" post and got it to go.
The freshman was able to find the lane, make the move, and shoot the basket. That was technique. That was textbook. Those are the kinds of things that you need to build a lead when you're playing in a close game like this.
Can Gramlich find an answer for the Hilltoppers? They try to throw it down low. Taylor works on his man, gets 1 foot of the lane, spins once, spins twice, and sends it home. James Taylor with 6 points now. 3 ball, Youngblood. Seth Youngblood lights the lamp. His team's up by 4.
Mr. Automatic from beyond the arc. Cooper just dropped it off to him. He pops it, he locked it, he dropped it down. That's the tray ball, and it was pretty.
2 of 4. He's shooting 50% from downtown, and that is a number any coach could live with. Here is the unicorn, the rare 4-point play. The body contact and the 3 goes. So the 3 and 1 upcoming for Sean Watkins. The second foul called against Alex Cooper. Well, you just don't see that very often, but an intense brand of defense being played by Alex Cooper. He chased him all the way out to the perimeter. He gets the shot to go.
Watkins has scored double figures in 8 of his last 11. He knows how to put the ball in the hoop, and he gets 4 for his team right there.
The Heartland Conference theft leader with over 54. More than a couple double-doubles to Watkins' credit this year. 1-point game. Youngblood again. That's a long 2 for Seth Youngblood, and he is really heating up here in the second half.
Seth Youngblood, when he gets in his rhythm, he is, as I mentioned, Mr. Automatic. He can stop and pop from anywhere on the court, and that really creates a problem for St. Edward's defense. You can't leave him anywhere.
Gramlich for 3, misfires. The rebound trying to pull down by Taylor, but instead, Youngblood comes away with it. No-look pass down to the baseline. They bring it back out. Another no-look over to Youngblood. He splits a couple of defenders here. Look at that! Fancy pass! And a picture-perfect finish for Kyrie Elder, the freshman.
Mad respect for the Lions offense right there. That was perfect. It was fluid. It was execution. It was great.
It was a passing clinic. I haven't seen passing like that in 2 days. The Hilltopper answer to that last stanza comes from Sean Watkins as he drops 2 more down the well. That 3 ball too strong, running down his own rebound. And 1 here, look at that. Devontae Thomas, maximum effort by number 23.
Take a look at it again, just underneath. Gets that shoulder in. He didn't have control of his body. He flops. That's a defensive foul.
Jose Harbor, our sideline.
Just do what he knows what to do. Just do how he knows to do it.
Excellent. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and send it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose, and thank you, Mrs. Roberts, for talking to us tonight here.
Good advice.
Ramir Burton puts it on the spin cycle, can't send it through. There's the putback for McKendry, no. Some second chance points missed that time, the ball out of bounds. It'll stay on the end with St. Edwards.
Had 2 guys in wide on the underneath, could not find the rebound. Coach Josh Newman, you can hear him and his staff rebound the ball. You've got to create those opportunities for yourself.
University of Arkansas Fort Smith still leads in the rebounding category, 25-21. That 5-point differential now down to 4. They've done that well all year. Both games they split. Did UAFS and St. Edwards this season. Look at that rebound. Holy cow, Marcus Wallace wanted it more. Youngblood wants 3 more. He won't get it all, but there's a tip in. Holy cow, Devontae Thomas. Kyrie Elder, both there trying to get the putback to go. They say Devontae Thomas gets credited with the tip.
This offense is really hard to stop when they are in rhythm, and you're seeing it here.
Good answer for James Taylor now. He's got 8 points. That last basket by Devontae Thomas gives him 11 points. Now 3 players for the Lions have hit double digits in scoring so far tonight. This is only game one of our men's doubleheader here. Turnaround jumper goes, a pretty move. That time for Ladarius Coleman.
You know, when you've got shooters who can shoot inside, who can shoot outside, sometimes what gets lost in the shuffle is the guys with the assists. And that time, once again, the last 2 or 3 possessions we've seen on this end of the court, you have seen a passing clinic. Once again, another no-look bounce pass to get it inside. It's just a clinic going on right now in technique.
The third foul now called against Marcus Wallace, his third, the team's third, here with 13:50 to go in the second half. Gramlich back to the line now. Able to send that one all the way through. Gramlich is 2 of 3 at the free throw line tonight. Young man from Anderson High School in Austin, Texas makes them both. It's a 4-point game. They still haven't put the score on the board for that free throw. The score should be 54-50. .38 to go now, and this happened to us the other day,
That's
too.
the second time in 2 days that we've had a thought that maybe they missed a point.
That time I'm pretty sure they did. We'll see if we don't get it all straightened out in the next media timeout. St. Edwards, pull-up jumper left short, rebound controlled by Youngblood. Seth Youngblood, 12 points, 3 rebounds. The Lions need a bucket. They turn to the young man, Ladarius Coleman, who's kind of come off the bench and knocked down 4 straight points these last couple of offensive trips for the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. James Taylor, the double team comes to that tide. Taylor misses. They alter his shot. Youngblood, another rebound. Marcus Wallace drives, kicks it out. Elder for 3, too much. Offensive rebound, though, and a foul. Marcus Wallace will throw it back up. He was able to draw another foul here with 12:43. He got in to Sean Watkins.
Yeah, you can see him just jumping over the back. He may have his hands up, but you can't get over the back. That's exactly what Watkins did there.
Checking back into the ball game. Nice to see Brett Jolly come back into the game. He's the one that took the elbow to the jaw a few minutes into the second half. He's able to get back in. No worse for the wear here. Wallace crosses his man over. A sweet shot won't go, but another offensive rebound. Both teams really working hard on the offensive glass, Drew.
Absolutely they are. And, you know, one of the things that we heard from Jose earlier on was you have got to be able to go in and get those rebounds. Take a look at those offensive rebounds. They're tied up 9 apiece for the game. And when you're working the glass like that, you're going to create for yourself second chance points.
Turnover, though, that time. Another unforced error. Kyrie Elder shuffled his feet before he started his drive. St. Edwards a chance to cut into this lead. Down by 7 on the scoreboard, 56-49. Gramlich for 3. We're going to go the other way. A foul away from the play. Corey McKendry picks up foul number 4. And all we did in that last women's game, Drew, was talk about foul trouble. This is the first time a player on either team has picked up a 4th.
Well, Corey McKendry got a little bit physical, and it looked like he got physical with Jolly there. He may have taken another shot to the head to Jolly, who has been beaten up in this game, but that was what that foul call was about.
Tough kid. Elder baseline, two-handed flush. The freshman freak throws it down with 2 hands.
Get that baseline, get the runner, and slam it down. That was emphatic. That was a statement.
Sean Watkins just going to walk over, hand the ball to the official, and get a timeout here. Let's look in the timeout, Drew, and a couple of things that you talked about in the pregame kind of come into fruition here with points in the paint and bench points.
Absolutely, and we can discuss that right now because the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, 24 points in the paint. They've been able to dominate that versus only 2 for St. Edwards. Conversely, here's just what has kept St. Edwards in the game. 18 from behind the arc.
Here, if they want to party like it's 1999 again, and a miss at the free throw line out of the hands for Ethan Gilbert.
I appreciated the Prince reference there, but you're absolutely right. The only thing that really St. Edwards has been able to do better than the University of Arkansas Fort Smith in this game has been beyond the arc shooting. They are getting dominated inside the paint, and when they have these opportunities to hit free throws, they have to take these opportunities. You're down by 8, and any run could put this game away.
Another free throw on the way, and that one stays true, and it goes down for Ethan Gilbert. Gilbert with 8 points and 4 rebounds in the contest. Full court pressure now by the Toppers. Alex Cooper now tries to get his offense started. Look at this, a patient move here by the senior. Now they reset. The offense runs all the way out of bounds, and they've got to bring it back in. 10 on the shot clock, 3 on the way for Thomas. It won't go. And there's Ramir Burton with the rebound. Our sideline reporter, Jose Harbor's been working hard, working both benches. What did you hear during the last time out, Jose?
Well, both coaches are very animated. UAFS coach telling his players, look, don't post up on the double. They're getting too many easy buckets. You got to rebound, and you got to watch for the trap because he feels they're getting in trouble. Last thing he told him was, don't do too much, just do what's right. The St. Edwards coach, he was very animated. He kept telling his players, like, look, the whole bench needs to wake up. We need the team to start believing like they're going to play, they're going to win. So he was yelling at his guys, no layups. Knock them down if you have to. I want nothing easy, guys.
Thank you, Jose. Lucas Dory and Brett Jolly get tied up. The ball goes to the Lions, and St. Edwards coach Andre Cook coming all the way down, trying to talk to the officials. Giving us another stop here at 10:56. It's a 7-point game. Coach Cook wanting to be heard, Drew.
Well, and he is absolutely being heard. I wanted to touch on something that Jose said as we have a shot from underneath. One of the things that he said is nothing easy, no layups, don't let them have it. Here's what that's going to create. It's going to create a lot more physicality underneath, and it'll open up the three-point shooting because you're going to force the perimeter shots.
That's a 2 if it goes. Instead, it draws nothing but air. Doria flips it back in, but the Lions take control. Youngblood with the rock, tries to break down Grambling. They send it back around the outside. Coleman wants to drive, right-handed runner won't go. He gets his own rebound, tries the left-handed, won't go. A one-man wrecking crew, Ladarius Coleman owning the glass.
I'm looking at Andre Cook on the St. Edwards sideline, and the look of just anger, frustration right now on that bench. You see Coach Newman calm and collected right now. Well, Coach Cook, conversely, not happy, especially when you see things like this. Take a look. Second chance, can't make it happen. He gets his own rebound again, just has it knocked away. That's twice when he's got 3 on him and he's able to get the play.
Foul called on Lucas Doria. First free throw goes through. Ladarius Coleman, the 4th player for the Lions now to reach double-figure scoring. He's got 11 and 5, make it 12 points, 5 rebounds for number 21. The lead now grows to 11. That's the largest lead of the game. Gotta have an answer. Does Gramlich have a 3? Of course he does. John Gramlich from way downtown.
John Gramlich, when you need something deep, when you need something incredible, when you need some kind of fire started, you just put it in the arms of Gramlich.
And he was even kind of fading to the side when he released that. That wasn't a catch and shoot 3. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Youngblood drives. Gramlich with the rebound. 17 points. 2 rebounds for John Gramlich. He wants another 3. No good that time. There's an offensive rebound, no. And the Lions come away with it. Ladarius Coleman working hard. Youngblood now drives, and there's a foul called. That'll result in a 1-and-1 here as Youngblood put his foot on the floor, and they went.
Well, take a look at him again. Maybe got away with a step there, as you see it here, but he's going to go to the line. That's the thing that that Coach Cook was wanting to avoid. He didn't want anything easy. Remember, he wanted people to not be able to have layups, and at that point, you're going to draw those fouls. We talked about this just a few minutes ago.
Kyrie Elder back into the game. Marcus Wallace out here at the 9:22 mark of the second half. Seth Youngblood, 12 points, make it 13. He is yet to miss at the free throw line. A perfect 6 for 6 on the night for the super senior from Roland, Oklahoma. Watkins comes back to the ball here as the clock gets close to 9. He tries to get Kyrie Elder up in the air. Instead, Gramlich drives, sees his shot hop out, a second chance, a third, and Ramir Burton is fouled as he tries to fight his way through the tall timbers.
Nothing easy. Well, that's going to go on both sides here, because you're not wanting to let them have those second chance points. But so far, with the offensive rebounds, let me pull the stats back up. I mean, they were tied up at 9 earlier.
Foul on Ladarius Coleman.
12 and 11. St. Edwards has 12. UAFS has 11. It's one of those things where you have to create those second chance opportunities. But even when you pull those rebounds down, Corey, you've got to score.
Ramir Burton with 8 points and now 9 as he and Youngblood go back and forth. Now he's 7 of 7 at the free throw line in a great battle between those two stars, two seniors, trying to lead the way for their respective teams. That ball out of bounds, out of control, and it'll go back to the Hilltoppers. Sees shaking his head, walking back up, Ladarius Coleman. I think he may have zigged when he was supposed to zag.
Just a miscommunication among the players there, looking at maybe trying to create an oop or a new opportunity there. Couldn't quite make that happen, and instead they lose possession.
An 8-point game is down to 6 as Ramir Burton goes back to the rim. Ramir Burton now with 10 points. He is only the second player on St. Edward's roster to eclipse the double-digit scoring column. Only John Gramlich has more for the Hilltoppers with 17. There's a runner through the lane that rolls around and drops for Alex Cooper. Cooper, the all-conference honorable mention, back to work here. He's got 8 points. Burton handed off. Waits. There driving that time was Ethan Gilbert. We haven't seen much of Gilbert after he picked up that last foul. He's got 10 points now. He and Ramir Burton both with 10. Gramlich with 17. Lead is down to 6 for the Lions. Do they have an answer? No foul called there on the collision. Gramlich comes away with it. Another golden opportunity for St. Edwards.
And Ethan Gilbert, you saw him. He had his hands up. He was right in the middle of it. He wasn't able to, he was part of that double team. St. Edwards holding true to that philosophy of nothing easy. We're going to take away the inside.
Ramir Burton doesn't need an inside shot. He can just rise and fire from wherever he is on the floor. Those 5 include St. Edwards. St. Edwards, University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. Doing battle here at the UMAC tonight. We have got a good one for you. Corey Riggs, Drew Brent, Jose Harbor, the JBM production team. Day 2 of the Heartland Conference tournament here in Tulsa, shaping up to be a good one. We have seen a lot of points scored in this building today. The Lions are not done scoring. Here's the highlight maker, Elder, back into the ball game. Gives way to Ladarius Coleman. He's been on a bit of a hot streak as of late. Elder with 2 with 1. He throws it up. It was not going to hit the rim. And with 1 second on the shot clock, the Lions get a gift from St. Edwards and a foul.
We saw that he hit the hardwood very, very hard. Check it again, trying to just beat the shot clock. He hits it, arms straight up. They're going to hit the foul anyway. But here was something that you said that was very interesting. You weren't going to hit that anyway. The St. Edwards defense took away that inside. This is what they were talking about in the second half. We're not going to give up anything. They couldn't find a perimeter shot they liked. They could not find anything open offensively. And they went deep into the shot clock, not being able to get their offense up and working.
Kyrie Elder with 13 points on the night. Make that 14 as he gets them both to go. Elder 6 of 8 at the free throw line tonight. He's got 14 points and 5 rebounds. The lead balloons back up to 6. Miss right at the rim for McKendry. Lions a chance to maybe run away and hide a little bit here, Drew. Up 6. Youngblood has been moving the ball really well. How about another 3? Bang from the outside for Alex Cooper.
Alex Cooper is going to be your difference maker for UAFS here in the last few minutes, not just as an offensive playmaker, but on the defensive side of the basketball.
Have a foul on the other end. It's going to go against Ladarius Coleman. Talk about Alex Cooper. Having to play, though, with 3 fouls, but as the clock continues to wind, those fouls become less important. 6 minutes to play here if he can continue to play clean for a few minutes more. Ramir Burton knocks down another in a string of free throws tonight. Ramir Burton 7 for 7 at the line.
Well, as you come to a place in the game where defense becomes so important, you really want Alex Cooper in there because the way he plays is so quick. It's so in your face, but he's also a clean player. He's one of those guys that can get up in your grill. He can disrupt the pass, he can disrupt the shot, and he can stay with you. There's not a whole lot of guys that are going to be able to turn on him.
81% shooting tonight from the free throw line for St. Edwards. They trail by 7, 71-64. UAFS doesn't have to be in a hurry on the offensive end of the floor right now. A little sloppy there, but the ball comes back to Youngblood. 7 on the shot clock. He'll drive, duck under. That ball partially blocked by McKendry. And here come the Hilltoppers. Spin move in the middle of the floor by Ethan Gilbert. Big man showing off the handles and dropping it down.
That's exactly the kind of play that St. Edwards needed right there to get the momentum back. Now they will isolate that inside game and make them shoot from the perimeter.
Ethan Gilbert, some fancy moves by the 6'5" post. Now we've got a foul on this end. Give the foul to St. Edwards, number 3. That's Sean Watkins. That's his 3rd. That's the 10th foul on the Hilltoppers. That means another luxury for Coach Newman and the Lions is they are in the double bonus. They get to shoot 2 the rest of the way.
Well, Coach Cook said, I don't want anything easy. I want you to take away that inside, and that may create some more fouls. Well, that's exactly what happened with Sean Watkins there. He got the blocking foul, but he didn't give away that layup. Instead, he's making them earn it from the free throw line.
Alex Cooper, 11 points. Give him another one. He missed the first free throw, makes the second. Good things continue to happen for the Lions. We saw their women's team win and advance here. Great job that time finding some room down in the low post. Corey McKendry doing battle with Brett Jolly, and McKendry got the better of it.
The battle of the big fives. It's been a great battle all night long. Still watching it here on the defensive side as well.
3 ball out of the wing, not going to go for Cooper. Last touch by the Lions. Coach Newman telling his guard, Alex Cooper, we didn't need a shot that fast. We don't need a 3 every time. We've still got the lead. Lead now, though, is just 5.
There's some really interesting individual matchups to watch here. Cooper and Watkins, Jolly and McKendry. It's really interesting down the stretch to see how these matchups play out.
How about this one-on-one battle that time between Marcus Wallace and John Gramlich? Gramlich, an air ball, uncharacteristic for the sharpshooting guard.
And now Cooper is coming out, and he is not able to put much weight on that left leg.
Hopefully maybe just cramping up here. He has been going all out, 100% full tilt for 2 halves of basketball. We've got less than 5 minutes to go here in game 3 on a Friday in Tulsa. Youngblood checks back in. This is Marcus Wallace, tries to work off a screen. Elder, the 3's not gonna go. Big time sky for McKendry. McKendry, 6'7" and a sophomore, wanted that rebound more than anybody else does. 4 points down, St. Edwards with the ball. 3 out of the corner for Gilbert is short, and a rebound for Brett Jolly now. Both the men wearing number 5 doing great jobs trying to get the rebounds for their team. And there's a foul underneath. The offensive foul is going to go against the Lions.
No, it's back to points in the paint. When we made a point about this earlier, the University of Arkansas Fort Smith had 24 to St. Edwards 9 since our last time out. It's 28-18. St. Edwards has crawled back into this thing because of their ability to score inside just like that.
And an and one coming for Gramlich as he's trying to make something happen for his team. It'll be a 1-point game if he makes this free throw. Jose Harbor has another sideline update.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I was listening into the timeout. The bench was, for UAFS, the bench was kind of going back and forth with each other, the players. Seems to be a little bit of a miscommunication there. Coach wants them to drive and pass, drive and pass. He kept reiterating that. And when it comes to Cooper over there, I saw him come over to the sideline, was not attended by the trainee at all, just kind of brushed him off. The all-time conference assist leader, they're going to need him down the stretch. Guys?
Alex Cooper already back into this one, just needed some time to catch his breath. Their lead has eroded to 1 point. Cooper drives, gives it to Elder, and we're going the other way, and that's the second offensive foul called against Kyrie Elder.
In about 90 seconds, too, for the same thing. He did exactly the same thing he did last time. Watch him, sets, drops. Probably a little bit of a flop there as well. But see, you have to understand, when you drop that shoulder and you set that foot on the offensive side, it's going to be a charge every time.
You have to lift off. You have to lift off, and lifting off and missing a three that time was Gilbert. Youngblood, the ball basically just came right to him. Youngblood pulls up from the corner and knocks it down. When you need him, Seth Youngblood answers the bell.
That was dirty from Seth Youngblood. Up in the air, gorgeous form. Just a great shot from the young man.
Just showing you he can get his shot from anywhere. He doesn't need an arm bar to get room. He can rise and fire with the best of them. Gilbert loses it, and then he steps out of bounds. Alex Cooper tried to knock it out of his hands. They think he stepped out of bounds. We'll see here. They're going to have to go and figure out where the shot clock was.
And Coach Newman was saying, I think he had, I'm trying to read lips over here and trying to figure out what it is that Coach Newman was trying to get at. He said there was only 10. They're going to give him 12.
Close enough for government work.
Probably closer.
Sean Watkins, the trigger the inbounds. He gets it all the way over the top to Gilbert. Gramlich, three ball. Nope, too much. Another big skying rebound for Devontae Thomas. Thomas, 11 points and 5 rebounds in this matchup.
Gramlich has picked a very bad time to go cold. With only about 2 minutes left, you need to be able to hit those shots.
Oh, capping the shot was McKendry. And then a putback because no one was looking. Ladarius Coleman snuck in around from the backside and put it back up and in.
What a dirty block, too, but still a great putback for Fort Smith.
Watkins finds Gramlich, and there's a reach-in foul with 2:02 to play. Foul on Seth Youngblood, his second. Both teams now in the double bonus, 10 fouls or more each way. And that's going to put John Gramlich on the line. He's only missed at the free throw line one time tonight. He's 4 of 5 on this first one. He misses. And here's that block again, Drew.
Just straight down, a complete denial. But then here, once again, we've talked about missed opportunities as we see the second free throw. That was a missed opportunity for St. Edwards. You had a momentum build. You can grab that ball, try to take it in transition, and instead you let UAFS score anyway.
Hilltoppers trail by 4, 76-72. Under 2 minutes to go. Lions now looking for points, but they don't have to rush it. Eldon with a couple of offensive fouls here in the late going. Youngblood collides with the defender. 7 on the shot clock. 5. Look at the slice and dice move by Alex Cooper. Like a surgeon, he cuts through the defense and gets
to create some separation, to create some points. You have a big block that could have been a momentum shift, and instead you let Fort Smith score. You're still in this game, but you've got to take advantage of the opportunities that you afford yourself.
Well, and if I'm talking to the defenders for the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, I'm putting 2 on Gramlich right now, but then if you try and do that and you overcommit, Ramir Burton will beat you to the basket like he just did. The lead and the ball as they try to move on to semifinal Saturday here in the Heartland Conference Tournament. Look at this. Pressure defense the whole way up. Sean Watkins, stride for Marcus Wallace. They force the turnover with 1:11.
Here's your opportunity. You can't miss this one. You've got to score here if you're St. Edwards.
Don't have to have a 3, but you have to have points. Gramlich tries to come off a screen. The shot won't go. Rebound controlled by the Lions. Devontae Thomas goes up and gets another one. Youngblood fakes at the 3, and they are going to just pull the e-brake here with 47 seconds. Gramlich not coming out to start the 5 count on Marcus Wallace. Instead, Wallace drives, dips the shoulder, and look at this! From out of nowhere, Ladarius Coleman flies in like Superman to save the day.
It has been like that all night. There's been backup for these UAFS Lions. They have had each other's back. Great job.
Ramir Burton gets 2 back, trying to answer on the St. Edwards end. And
when you get into the postseason, you know it's pretty much anybody can have any day, and that's exactly what's happened yesterday.
Hilltopper full court pressure now, but the Lions able to break it. 14 seconds. Corey McKendry will have to go ahead and commit the foul here against Ladarius Coleman.
That's a great job by the Lions that time to burn some time off the clock. They burned 7 seconds.
McKendry commits his 5th foul. His day is done with 4 points, 7 rebounds. Big number 5 for St. Edwards. Ladarius Coleman back to the line here. Young man's only taken 2 free throw opportunities tonight. He's got 16 points on 7 of 11 shooting, 8 rebounds. He has been a big contributor for the Lions tonight, but he cannot make the first free throw.
These are the points you absolutely have to get when you're in a 2-possession ball game. You're only up by 4. You have an opportunity to hit it from the charity stripe. You've got to make it.
Makes 1 of 2. The door still has a crack open here. Watkins down floor in a hurry. Outside 3 ball from James Taylor. Too much. The rebound to the Lions. And he is tackled near the St. Edwards bench with 3.7. It's a shot here. So throw it back in, get a quick 3, and maybe you've got something going.
There's Gramlich, though.
Gramlich, the miss, hits the side of the backboard, and that will do it with 0.6 seconds to play. St. Edwards' season will come to a close. They will finish with a record of 17-15, 9-10 in the Heartland Conference. But the